Do you remember the type of girl you were? The type of girl who had high hopes about life, an unwavering dream, and who believed that anything was possible. Do you remember the question that almost all of us were asked at one stage in our life? What do you want to be when you grow up? For some, that might have been a teacher, a doctor, a lawyer. But if you were like me, it would have been a modeler. Yes, you heard me, a modeler. In today's video, we're going to be talking about becoming her and what that means to you. Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about becoming her and what that means to you. Now, in the last two videos we did, they were pretty tied together, but I'd like to look at this one as the finishing touch. Now, becoming her, what does that mean to you? To me, it means that I would have to revisit the little girl I was, the little girl I once was. And by visiting her, I mean rekindling the dreams she once had, unlocking the potential she once had, and living through her eyes again. Becoming her is more than just a statement. It's about living life purposefully and living life on purpose. So many of us have forgotten the dreams that our young self once held so dear to us, the thoughts that captivated her, the moments that she lived through so effortlessly. But the sad thing about that is, as we grew up, life began to become heavy. Heavy in such a way that we had to get to a point, or we probably got to a point, and I speak from experience because I know that this is the place where I found myself at, where life got so heavy that I had to let go of the extra baggage. And the sad thing is, that extra baggage was me. And for most of you, I think that the extra baggage you left behind was you. And so, if you are at that stage in your life where things are beginning to feel uncomfortable, or where you're beginning to feel restless and like things just don't feel fulfilling anymore, are you beginning to question if this is what life was all about, if this is what life is all about, or maybe you thought about the question. I know I've thought about this question, and in fact it tugged on me for a very long time. There has to be more to life. And I'd like to tell you that those are important questions. And the reason for that is because those are the questions that your young self, yes, that little girl, is beginning to cry with inside of you. And so her dreams are crying out. They wanting to surface. And I would have to tell you today that there's going to come a point in your life where you're going to have to make a decision. Whether you're going to continue living life with the way you've been living life, or whether you are actually going to stop and unlock the girl that you imprisoned. Yes, you heard me right. Unlock the girl that you imprisoned. You see, that girl who had dreams, that girl who had so much potential, she's still there. She's still you. And whether her dreams made sense to the world or whether her dreams did not make sense at all. So what? As long as they made sense to you. And as long as they made sense to you, that's all the permission you need to give yourself to live this life unapologetic. Unapologetically you. And I would have to tell you that it's not okay to continue to make excuses to that young girl. Because what would you say? What would be enough? What reasons would you have to justify why you didn't allow her dreams to surface? And why life became so heavy that you just couldn't let her come out? And why you couldn't become her? And so today's video is not about just reminding you or remembering the girl you once were, but rather that it is there to serve as a purpose that you can unlock those prison doors, that you can let her dreams become a reality. And so I'm not proposing that you stop your life and not consider the things that you are doing now. I understand that we've got responsibilities. I understand that we've got bills to pay, and I understand the demands of life. I'm a mother to 3 kids. I've got a husband. I've got responsibilities. But at the end of the day, I have a primary responsibility to me, and I am the only one who could live out my blueprint, who can live out my ideal life. I am the only one who could bring focus to my life, right? And so, with all of that being said, you got to know that it's not too late. And I say that with so much emphasis. It is not too late. And I don't propose that you just stop and do all of your dreams and all of your goals and roll out the vision you had for yourself all at once. No. But what if you could just unlock the girl you once were and begin a brand new relationship with her? Begin a brand new chapter. A chapter I'd like to call Becoming Her. And all it's going to take is one step at a time, one step forward, one step at a time. And every time you take that step, you get closer and closer, and you'll evolve into the woman she always dreamed of you becoming. And so, yes, you might have made mistakes. And yes, you might have messed up. Right now, you might not be a product of who you wanted to be. But it's not too late. Every day is a new chance for you to begin again and again and again until you get it right at becoming her and waking up and being her. You still have it in you. And girl, today, I want to encourage you to stop living life pathetically and to wake up and to stop apologizing for who you are or who you meant to be, right? And what I would have to say to you today is that even though life has turned out the way it has, maybe you're not proud of who you've become. There's grace. Because in all of that, there's experience. And what I've learned is that experience is one of the fundamental learning curves, one of the fundamental ways we get to speak to others, ways we get to learn, and ways we get to grow from, right? And so you might not be there yet, but you've got experience, you've got life experience, and you can take your little self, that little girl, and hold her by the hand and say, you know what? I've got enough life experience to know that this is not the way we gotta go. But you've got enough dreams, enough vision, and enough potential to know what I've forgotten over time. And so the two of us become unstoppable. And if the two of us could unite, our dreams can be a reality. It is a possibility. And I don't know what more to say to you other than the fact that you've only got one life to live. And my question in closing is, are you going to make it count? So today, I want to thank you for this time that you got to spend with me. I want to thank you for listening to my heart, because this truly is my heartbeat. And I hope that I get to emphasize the truth of that. And I hope that I get to pour that out into your life. That is my mission, and this is the way I long to serve you. And so today, I hope that you get to pause and just stop and consider who you've always wanted to be, and consider how you get to become her. Rekindle the girl you once were. Rekindle the dreams you once had. You do have the potential, and you do have the power to unlock that. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate the moments we're going to be enjoying together, the moments that we're going to have like this. And until next week, have a blessed day. Awesome. Thanks.